Hey everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, finally back after vacation, 2-week vacation, sick, that's 4 weeks, that's a month, that's a month of craziness.
Oh, they're crazy.
Finally my voice is back, finally my throat is feeling good, not 100% yet, but it's good, and the books for last week have been read. For this week they're released. Crazy stuff. I'm going to be releasing a ton of content. There's the Avenger log. There's this comic review, which there are only 10 more left.
Yep, we're doing the printouts again.
Yep, because there's 10 left until the big 200. Anyway, there are videos for Dark Avenger Inc. to catch up on, not only from books from this week, but books from last week. And when I say last week, I mean last week, 2 weeks ago. And these books. And then tomorrow's Friday. So tomorrow is Comic Haul Friday. Didn't do the live show this week. The live show was on Dark Avenger Inc. I was going to do it. In the end, just throat didn't permit. It just didn't happen in the end. So, here we are 4 days later from when I made the announcement on Sunday, I believe. And we are... No, Sunday last week I made the announcement. So I'm almost a week plus late.
Why are you poking my nose?
I don't know. So there's a ton of stuff that's going to be coming your way from myself very soon. Got to catch up on a lot of stuff. This channel, that channel, written stuff, tons. So Mike, also forgive me if I'm very brief with the books this week. Once again, I just finished reading them today.
Yeah. And may I add, these books were released on June 18, 2013.
Good boy. These books were released on June 18, 2013.
Just
Mike, you could help me with Sonic Universe issue number 53. 53.
Yes.
You had to do a solo review because Kevin was sick this past weekend.
And I had a new Sonic shirt right here, by the way, which is awesome. And you got one
Congratulations. Too. Yes, I'll wear that when you're not wearing the same shirt.
And all that.
This is the final part to Act 2 of 3. There is a third act that starts up, as a matter of fact, in 2 weeks. Not with these comics, but the following comic, Sonic the Hedgehog, comes out. So
250. That's going to be big.
Yeah, it's going to be a full... Anyway, this issue, though, cover's misleading. The Chaos Devil is released, but not... he does not go after Sonic and Mega Man in this issue. Sonic and Mega Man's fight is exclusively with the last two robotic masters, which is Amy and Knuckles, and of course, with the help of the other abilities that Mega Man has acquired. Him and Sonic are able to free Knuckles and Amy from Dr. Wily and Eggman's control. And Amy goes right back to the thing with Sonic and...
Yeah, I'm not a big Amy fan at all.
I love how Knuckles is kind of laughing on the ground.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's funny.
So that's it. Now it's up to the rest of them. Sonic, Mega Man, the dog.
Rush.
Thank you. I keep forgetting the dog's name. And Tails to save Dr. Light, but it seems Dr. Light's not the only one that's in peril now. It's Rouge also.
And also Dr. Wily and Dr. Eggman's Legion robots.
They have Robot Legion.
Yeah, Robot Legion, I mean.
And isn't that Shadow Man?
Yes, I believe so. And also in the end, here's the ending part.
Where?
Oh. The person who's going to be joining the fight is Duo. As a spoiler alert.
Duo shows up at the very
And he was
last page.
featured a couple of issues back. We just saw him for like 1 or 2 panels.
One
really. And this time he's going to be in it. It's going to be one battle that's going to be unleashed.
That's it. The kids' gloves are off. The third act is the do or die time for both Sonic and Mega Man. Can't wait to see the final act. And I'll probably be sticking around in the Sonic and Mega Man comics for a bit, depending, of course, on money. However, money permits. We will continue. Next up is Origin time again. Micro series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Issue 3, it's the Villain Micro Series, so it's Old Hobbs' turn. And this leads into next week, or tomorrow, issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What you get in this book is Old Hobbs' origin, which I am not going to divulge. You guys should be reading this. This is an awesome series. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is an awesome series. So, you get Old Hobbs' origin, which is a pretty sad one, you know, and then you go into the present with Old Hobb and Slash. And Old Hobb has just basically had it with humanity. He thinks humanity needs to be destroyed. It explains how Hobb wasn't really killed.
Wow.
And, yeah, basically the issue ends where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 23, which comes out once again tomorrow for us, but it came out this past Wednesday for you guys that went to the comic store. It continues with that issue. And the next issue is Alloplex. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away with these spoilers, but I feel very bad for Old Hobb, and then you find out about the turtle part, and then this is the part in the comic where Old Hobb actually, they had that flashback where he says, I just want to know one thing about the rat. Does the filthy rat have to be alive when I bring him to you? And that's when it goes into the whole thing. Baxter Stockman, you know, you grow a hatred for certain characters, and him, I definitely have grown one for. That is for sure. This micro series is awesome. I believe there's only, no, it's going to still be going on in September, so a lot of villains in this micro series. So, Old Hobb joins the story arc in TMNT issue 23. He will be in City Fall.
Wasn't that 22?
No, it leads into 23.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
City Fall is setting up to be an amazing story arc from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you guys have not jumped on yet, I believe it started 2 issues ago. Start. Awesome series. This isn't your kid's version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a mature version, and it's a really good version. We're going into DC Comics because this week DC Comics I don't have too many books from, and I always try to keep the most books. And also there's a book at the end I'd like to discuss. Batman Beyond Unlimited, issue 17. The conclusion to Superman's Beyond story arc with the Trillions and the Mangrels. I hope I'm saying their names right. Neither side is showing any type of, you know, stopping them. Finally, Superman and the Justice League Beyond find a way to get between.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just looked at the calendar. They were released June 19th.
June 19th, everybody.
I looked at the calendar and I was like, well, wait a minute, that's...
I'm sure there are a bunch of comments already, so if you commented about the 16th, you can go back now because of this boy and delete the comment because it was corrected. I know I'm going to forget to put an annotation, so I'm not going to bother putting an annotation. Although knowing me, I might, who knows. Anyway, Superman and the Justice League Beyond finally calmed them down enough to the point where Superman's like, I'm not trying to get you to forget the sins of the past. I'm trying to get you to focus on the possibilities of the future. Yours can be a path of coexistence or mutual destruction. It's up to you. And he actually explains, long ago you enslaved the Mangles, and then he goes to the Mangles. He says, once free, you sought revenge, obsessed more with killing than living. So he's like, make your choice. And they decide in the end to coexist, and it's a happy ending. Then we go into Batman Beyond, where it's the Metal Men. Terry finds a way to save the Metal Men thanks to Max. And the Metal Men actually start to work with Batman to try to save Metropolis because it's crumbling. And let's just say that, oh god, what's the name of it? Undercloud is not very happy with that.
Wow.
And at the end of this issue, it's still to be continued, but let's just say Undercloud is going to make sure that what she set out to start is going to be finished. Third story, I'm not a fan of the artwork for the past couple issues, so I've honestly not read it. That's just my honest
Yeah, it looks like it's all over the place. So.
It's very cartoony.
cartoon.
So out of the 3 stories, Superman Beyond was spectacular. Batman Beyond was really good this week, this month. I'm sorry, because these are digital first. And the 3rd story was the weakest link of 3. I believe after next issue, the series is ending and going into Batman Beyond Universe, which is basically the exact same premise, except with a different title. So, for those of you that are upset, don't worry, Batman Beyond is sticking around. They're just taking the Unlimited off and switching it to Universe. I guess it makes more sense because Superman Beyond is one place, Justice League Beyond's in another, so Universe fits this more than Unlimited.
I would agree.
I still love how Batman's just a little picture and Superman's got like the main spotlight. Really good book. Animal Man, issue 21. Animal Man gets a wake-up call from his agent, and Animal Man decides maybe it's time to go out there and
Oops. Someone got a ring.
ding something up. Ah. I dinged.
He dinged.
So, Animal Man goes out and he decides to take a case of missing cats. And yeah, there's this funny little poke to everybody about Twitter. Also, the main important thing is Maxine in this book. Maxine is still in the red. Only she's doing it when her mother doesn't know. Basically at night when the mother thinks Maxine's sleeping, she ventures into the red, and now the totems are going to start training her.
Whoa.
The artwork and the splash pages are spectacular for this book. Basically, Maxine says, though, I'll do what you want, whatever. We do it, but we're doing this my way. My mom can't know. It has to be at night. And I want to look for my brother Cliff in the red and try to bring him back. And they agree, and she's happy with that. Animal Man kind of takes a back seat this time, and let's just say this book continues with the darker side of the DC universe.
Yeah, very graphic.
There's a lot of, at the end is very graphic animal butchering.
Yeah, let's just turn the page.
For those of you that read that watched Silence of the Lambs, you know that hat he was trying to make? Well, this person's trying to make a full skin body. And it's working, so it feels like Rot World all over again. So, he runs away, Animal Man tries to chase after him, and he gets stopped by the media. So where did he go? Who is he? What's going on? Find out next time. So, it definitely got a lot stronger, this book, than where it was last issue. Last issue had me like, oh God, please don't follow this route. Please don't follow the route of you're going to be a TV star again, and it's not. It actually came back on course with this issue. Artwork, once again, either you like it or you don't. I particularly think it fits this book very well. That's just me. Shepard's in it also, for those of you fans of Shepard, because I know a few people like Shepard. He's in here with Maxine. I like Shepard the way he talks. It was a fun read. Definitely something I'd recommend you guys to check out. Animal Man. A lot of people are saying that things are getting weak with Animal Man and Swamp Thing. I personally think that where Swamp Thing definitely needs a little bit more of a push, or else he's going to be canceled and only be in Justice League Dark. Animal Man's got a pretty strong continuation with Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire is very strongly pushing Animal Man forward, so it's very good still. So Swamp Thing's the one that really needs to, but that's because Scott Snyder left, which I think was kind of wrong, but what can you do? Green Lantern New Guardians issue 21. Now this is it. This doesn't mirror Green Lantern like Green Lantern Corps did. This is its own entity. We find out what the Guardians wanted from Kyle Rayner in Green Lantern. That's the only connection to it. And they want Kyle Rayner to be their guardian and their guide to the universe. They're going to go places and they want him to look out for them. And we all know how Kyle feels about the Guardians. He's not too happy with the Guardians, especially after what happened between him and Gantha. Once again, though, I have to say, for an artist, that mask, or maybe it's just the way they draw it, the artist, but that mask. However, I do like seeing space sharks. That is fun to see space sharks.
You and those sharks.
So Hal Jordan, after Kyle said no, tries to convince Kyle to at least think about it. And he agrees he's going to think about it. And then he goes back to Earth, and Carol's there. And you know, I get this weird feeling. I don't know why, and I hope I'm wrong. I mean, we all know how Jeff Johns ended Green Lantern. It's going to be Carol and Hal getting married, happily ever after, yada yada. Carol and Kyle are getting very close. Now, that would be a very precarious predicament if Carol and Kyle kind of found a ways together. Because she's been getting very close to Kyle over the course of New Guardians. That would be very interesting to see if there's something that develops between them at some point. Is there potential? Of course. Will it happen? Probably not. I'm just saying what I'm seeing in these pages. So in the end, Kyle decides, okay, fine, I'll escort them and guard them. The first place they're going is to the edge of the galaxy, to the Anomaly. And for those of you that saw Villains Month, one of the villains in the Green Lantern book were premiered in this book. The Guardians want to know what the Anomaly is, and they want to study it and make sure it's not dangerous, and they meet up with this guy called Exerter. Who's guarding over it, saying nobody can get close to it. They're not allowed to. It's something from an older universe, or when the universe collapsed and restarted itself again. It's something from the past universe, and he's guarding over to make sure nobody goes close to it, nobody disturbs it. And a fight ensues. Kyle uses his ring, and it turns out that using the ring wasn't exactly a good idea, and we get a first glance at the new threat that's going to be hitting the GL books. You're going to have to read it to find out, or maybe I'll do an in-depth comic review on this book. We'll see. I have a lot that I have to do for Dark Avenger, but this book, definitely, between this and Green Lantern Corps, this book was better, in my opinion. And there's potential for this book. But already it has been mentioned, and I will mention it again, Lights Out is coming late 2013. That is the next big Green Lantern crossover. So there's going to be yet another event in Green Lantern very quickly and very soon after these new teams came on. Already there's another crossover planned. Hopefully it goes well. And also, I like this rumor. Rumor has it that DC is going to reveal at San Diego Comic Con a new Lantern book, and it's going to be Sinestro Corps. If that's true, that's going to be an interesting read also. Definitely will be getting that book if it comes. Then all we need, like I said, we need yellow, we need blue, and we need indigo.
I would be
got yellow, we need indigo and blue.
I would be interested in reading that, the blue.
Indigo would be interesting because it would be interesting to see what the Indigo tribe exactly does, because we have very little to no information about them. Blue would be good because Blue lost their home world. If anything, the Blue Lantern Corps book would be very interesting because they have to start all over again.
And it would bring out more about their
once again character development.
Well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think every Corps at some point is going to get a book, except the White, which Kyle has his own book, and Black Hand definitely doesn't need a Black Lantern.
Well, we already went over with that in the past.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing forward, Batman and Batgirl 21, which is Batman and Robin 21, really. This felt like a Batgirl book.
Really? Reading
this book, Batgirl is the main attraction in this book, and she's talking about dealing with, well, she believes she killed her brother. Everybody believes that Gordon Jr. is dead. However, we all know from Suicide Squad that he's alive. It's getting late when we do these. I love that Barbara tries to have a heart-to-heart talk with her father. Well, doesn't try. She's talking to him, but he doesn't know she's talking to him. And basically, Barbara tries to.
Oh, it is Batman.
Yeah, Batman's in it. Barbara tries to get through to Batman, who's still going through things because of Damian. And she even tries to. She records one of his fights. She shows up at the Batcave. She's like, "You're losing it. Look, if you want a Robin that bad," she even rips the costume out and says, "I'll be your Robin. Just tell me, and I'll be your Robin." She's like, "You need to stop. You know, you gotta stop blaming yourself." And she ends up leaving. But I'll tell you the truth. Like I said, this felt like a Batgirl book.
Yeah, but
I don't know if Gail
just...
Simone and Peter J. Tomasi. I want to make sure I said it right.
I'll wait till
Yeah, got together and discussed what was going on with Barbara Gordon. But this really felt like I was reading a Batgirl book with Batman guest starring.
Yeah, but Batman's been very ticked off with a lot of people. Like he's exploding. I mean, I could understand his son's death and all that, but I mean, they're making him like really paranoid and so, like I said before, ticked off with everybody, just exploding at them when they're trying to help, you know. But I don't know what's going on in his mind. It could be other things, but
yeah, Batman in the Batman and series is definitely losing it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know who the next and I don't believe I remember who the next and is. Catwoman.
Oh.
So that's going to be interesting, but Barbara tried to get through to him, it didn't work. Dick tried to get through to him, it didn't work. I believe Dick tried.
Yeah, didn't he?
But Tim did, it didn't work, and Jason...
Oh, Jason Todd, remember that?
Jason and Bruce kind of went back on their separate fields again.
And they were just going to
in this
team
book,
up and everything.
yeah, in this book, Batman's definitely going down that destructive path, and it's too bad there's not Batman in the present anymore for now to kind of contradict that. But Batman's in the past, and Batman and is in the present, so... And finally this week from DC Comics, Wonder Woman issue 21. And why should you read this? The last page, New Genesis, or New Guinness. I am so bad at pronouncing things, I don't even care.
I think it...
Orion.
Right? New Guinness? I heard of that before.
Orion. Basically, the fight between Lennox and the Firstborn, who has no name, happens, and Wonder Woman's there, and she's fighting him too. But in the end, Orion shows up to save the day and makes a boob tube. I'm skipping basically most of the book because this was a good fight, and you definitely should read it. But Firstborn tries to open the portal, like force open the portal and force himself forward. Lennox sacrifices himself in order for the others because they can't exit without the entrance being closed. So Lennox sacrifices himself and they show up on New Guinness. What is New Guinness, right? Or New Genesis?
Well, it's not Genesis, because that's like Sega Genesis.
Genesis.
I thought it was...
I think it's New Genesis. I don't know. But anyway, wherever they are, huge last page, and I'm a fan of Orion and the New Gods.
The Genesis, I think you're right.
So I'm looking forward to the next issue of Wonder Woman. Things are definitely getting huge in Wonder Woman, and it's definitely something you guys should be checking out. 100%. So that's Wonder Woman. And with that, we are done with DC Comics, and we have enough time for one book. Marvel Comics. And then we're going to go on break. New Avengers, issue number 7. War is about to break out between Wakanda and Atlantis. This is how many months later? Black Swan definitely plays a role in this, but apparently this took place before a lot of things happened. This took place... Basically now 1 month later. Tony Stark is now in space with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Doctor Strange is off somewhere and unable to be contacted. Beast has evolved since this time. For those of you that have been reading all New X-Men, you know that Beast kind of went through an evolution in his mutation.
Oh,
but
I remember that.
After all that, we have Reed Richards and Tony Stark talking. War has broken out. Things have broken out between Atlantis and Wakanda. First, Wakanda struck first when they captured several Atlanteans near Wakanda. Then, in retaliation, the Atlanteans tried to arrest the ambassador of Wakanda and accidentally killed him and his people. And the cycle continues and continues. Then T'Challa and Namor have a secret meeting, like Namor calls for a secret meeting and basically says, listen, my army's stronger than yours. You fight me, we're going to destroy you. So, I propose a truce, or a treaty. And let's just, where was it? Favorable terms, in exchange, I ask for a ceased hostility. And he wants peace.
Well, he is a peacemaker at times.
And T'Challa says, basically his sister is going to refuse. His sister is the queen. And he says, if I was in that position, I would refuse too. And Namor kind of calls him out on that and says, no, you wouldn't. You would want peace. Reed Richards and Doctor Strange meet up with Doctor Doom to discuss. Doctor Doom knows something happened in Latveria, and he wants to know what it was.
This is the bad Reed Richards, right?
Good Reed Richards.
Oh, because there was a issue where he was...
No. And Reed and Doctor Strange aren't talking. And Reed actually says, don't ever call me about this again. There will be no other warnings. So Doctor Doom's going to figure it out on his own. Not going to say what's happening with the Inhumans. That's something you guys definitely have to read on your own. And then basically there's the meeting at Wakanda. And things definitely are going to be looking like hell in the next couple of issues. Because, spoiler alert here, and I will give a spoiler alert here because the cover kind of spoils it. The future solicitations spoil it. Wakanda and Atlantis are going to war. So things are about to really heat up in New Avengers before
Lots
Infinity.
of wars going on in DC. The Trinity War, now this in Marvel.
And with that, we have a minute left. Do I recommend New Avengers? I'd say give it a check out. This is the beginning of a new story arc here, so if you want to, definitely check it out. And with that, we will be right back after the small commercial break. We'll finish off Marvel and finish off the week, and then we'll see what happens from there. So guys, stay tuned. We will be back right after these messages. Hey everybody, and welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger Comic Book Review. A bit late, but better late than never. Uncanny Avengers number 9. The Apocalypse Twins are looking to separate, divide and conquer. They're looking to destroy and separate the Uncanny Avengers, so this way they can take over the world. They've already made their plans against Kang, and Kang actually tries to get into contact with Captain America to try to warn him about all this. This way, Cap can avoid what's about to happen in his world. And also, the Four Horsemen are coming. And they actually show you who the Four Horsemen are at the end of this issue. And I'm going to spoil it because I have stuff to say. This book is heavily connected to Uncanny X-Force, the previous volume. Because this has a lot to do with Kid Apocalypse and Warren, Angel, his death and then return. So yeah, and Cap is not too happy with Wolverine when Wolverine explains to him what he did.
There's always an argument between Captain America and Wolverine.
And what bugs me in this book is I don't like the way Janet acts towards the X-Men on the team. She's always like, I don't know, out of character. This isn't Janet. Janet is just not like this. She was a sweet girl. If you guys saw the last issue of the Avengers, that's Janet. This isn't Janet where she's every 2 seconds. These guys, this was a mistake. You can't trust the mutants, yada yada. This guy's a killer. How did you put him on the Avengers? Thor comes to the defense of Wolverine. And the team is literally divided right down the middle. Thor and a few of the, all of the X-Men go off to find the Apocalypse Twins while all the Avengers stay with Havoc. Havoc stays with the Avengers. And then we find ourselves with the new Four Horsemen. I'm not going to spoil all four, but 2 of them I was expecting. 1, spoiler alert, fast forward until I put this book down if you don't want to know who the Four Horsemen are, if you haven't read it yet. So fast forward from Now, one of them is Dawkins. So Dawkins is back.
So Dawkins alive. Oh wow.
And the other one, unfortunately, is Sentry. The other two, get the book and you'll find out who the other two are. The Sentry is back. We all know that Wolverine was a fourth horseman and he was freed from it. Basically, they are beyond death now. They're alive again.
Wow.
So the Sentry's back in the Marvel Universe. There are a million things bad about that. Everybody was happy when he died. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen after this story arc if Sentry sticks around. Dawkins, I always knew he was going to come back. In here, I always knew Dawkins was going to show up again somehow. So I kind of knew that Dawkins was going to show up or somehow come back to life. A little sooner than expected, but he's back. Definitely something to check out, but characterization, well, they want this. Rick Remender actually wants it to look like they're separate, but it doesn't feel like Wasp. Wasp, just her personality is not like that, and it's kind of weird. And even Rogue, the way Rick Remender's writing Rogue is kind of...
Yeah, I don't like it either. I've been looking at that lately. Okay, the Make or Break or of X-Men Legacy issue. X-Men Legacy issue number 12. I had my tongue twister right there. So, as I said, my in-depth comic book review on Dark Avenger Inc. This actually has picked up in a good way. Talks about Legion who was about to take the pill but didn't because Ruth and the other three showed up because she formed a team. There's a whole big thing, and spoiler alert, Dr. Marcus Glove dies because of the whole riot that was going on. And Santee makes an appearance in this, and I believe he was from issues back, where Legion and Ruth had their date thing. And Red Skull gets mad, and he fights against Legion, who is the Mind Legion, because Legion releases his other side. And he also attacks the X-Men, and there's just a whole big thing that happens in that. Legion comes back to himself after Caruso comes in to save everything. And Red Skull goes away with his little jetpack. Legion and Ruth have their little talk moment. And the next issue, where Legion, the Mind Legion, is saying that there's going to be things that are going to happen. Yeah, this picked up in a good way.
It's coming back.
And I have to say that I am going to stick around with X-Men Legacy. Artwork is good. Mm-hmm. So, see, if they go in this direction of it being very interesting, going on the upslope, I will definitely pick it up. But if they go down again, then I don't know. But they just better stay away from the date thing and everything else they've done before. If you're going to do it like that, stick to that, is all I'm saying. But definitely pick it up, and I'm going to get the next issue.
We're now in the Ultimate Universe for 2 issues. First, Ultimate Comics, Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 24. In this book, another origin, the Ultimate Cloak and Dagger's origin. While in the midst of all this, Gwen is trying to get Miles, you know, she's like, I'll sneak your father away. You can turn into Spider-Man now. And he's like, I'm not Spider-Man. I don't do that anymore. And that's that. Ooh. And then I love how she slaps him. She just goes, excuse me. You think you're the only one? Peter Parker died. My father died just like your mother did. You don't know what to do. You get up. Just like what Spider-Woman told him in that letter.
That knocks sense.
And Miles just walks away, and the fight continues with Cloak and Dagger and Bombshell. I believe, yeah, Bombshell. However, Cloak and Dagger get Bombshells. You know, they oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
What?
Subdue her, and they leave. And then you get that last page of Miles looking at that Spider-Man mask going, no more. Please, no more. And it just says, to be continued. And that's the long and short of it. So this is more of an origin story more than anything else. But I have something that's like, my ear is clogged. It's Cloak and Dagger's fault. Open ear. Oh well. Really good, really interesting. Looking forward to the next issue. Not too much Spider-Man in this issue. This was, as I said, once again an origin book, 90%. It turns out Cloak and Dagger were in a huge accident, and they were both in comas, so human testing. Gotta love the Ultimate Universe and Cloak and Dagger.
He's gonna come back, but he's coming back very slowly.
Of course he's coming back. Well, what did you expect? It overnight?
Well, I didn't expect that. I just said at a slower pace.
Continuing with Disassembled. Ultimate Comics, The Ultimates, issue 26. This book was good. Things are picking up. Captain America is a prisoner of Kang and the others. Reed Richards is basically... There's this huge page where the things that him and Bruce Banner are doing to bring about peace. Money no longer. There's no money. There's no currency anymore. Everything will be for everybody. All the wars and stuff. The stuff that could cause, you know, Stark stuff. The sentient seeds. Oh no, where was it? Not that. Stark and
The Stark variant.
Oh, here we go. We're currently liberating all Stark, Roxxon, Hammer, and Osborn technology, meaning nothing bad anymore. They're taking down all the bad corporations, or all the corporations that make weapons, while somewhere else, Tony Stark, Thor, Director Chang are trying to figure out a way to make a gauntlet. Yeah, that's Thor in the Ultimate Universe.
What did they do to him?
I don't know, but I didn't even know this, but apparently the Hulk, really, Thor has a huge beef with the Hulk because he destroyed Asgard, murdered Thor's family, basically made Thor mortal, which was crazy. So Thor says, I'm not hiding anymore. You guys can stay here and figure out what you can do with the gauntlet, because Iron Man's making a gauntlet, but I'm going back into the world. While somewhere else, Sue Storm shows up, and of course Hawkeye. Both Sue and Hawkeye went to try to save Captain America and talk sense into Reed Richards, but Sue knows she can't, so instead enters Ben Grimm, whom I believe is the new love interest with the Ultimate Sue Storm. Because she's like, I love when he does this. And apparently the thing, see, I've been away from the Ultimate Universe too long. He could change from this cosmic form back to his rock form. So there's a fight going on between 3 of the Fantastic Four members. I don't know where the Human Torch is, if he's still alive, who knows. Hawkeye gets tricked by Kang, and Kang's like, either you'll join us or we're gonna do something terrible to you. He's like, you're gonna have to kill me. And she's like, timeline says no, we've done enough damage. Then you get a fight between Thor and Ultimate Hulk, which is crazy. And then we find out where one of the Infinity Gems are. And unfortunately, it impacts Tony in a very cranial way. Especially with his AI in his head, or his tumor, which was Anthony. Apparently, his tumor wasn't very much a tumor, it was something else.
Wow.
Without giving too much away, yeah. Really good. Left out a bunch of stuff on purpose. You should be reading this series. It's awesome. Okay, next up is Superior Spider-Man issue 12. J. Jonah Jameson tells Spider-Man, I don't care, your only priority is to kill the Spider Slayer. Nothing else and no one else matters. And I love how Doc Ock Spidey says, that's all I needed to hear. So,
oh my God,
when
really?
Spider Slayer puts J. Jonah Jameson and the hostages in peril, he's like, so what will you choose? And he's like, neither. I'm gonna slay the Spider Slayer. That's what, that's the one thing I have to do. And a whole bunch of stuff happens in between. But, yeah, there is also a fight in here with Spider-Man and, Spider-Man, Scorpion, Vulture, and Boomerang. Out of the 3, Boomerang does get taken down first. And also, Kirk Connors is now free. Because of stuff that's going on in the raft.
Lead into another story.
So, yeah, lots going on. Artwork in this book is really awesome. Last part is in issue 13. I feel bad. Somebody I feel like is going to die in the next issue, and it's not just going to be Spider Slayer. But yeah, once again, I miss Pete. However, the book was interesting. Definitely something to check out. Doc Ock's personality is definitely something that one needs to get used to. However, I have a feeling Doc Ock won't be sticking around in Spider-Man forever. Maybe another year. We'll see. But eventually, Peter Parker's coming back. I pray sooner. But we'll see. Interesting book. I leave it up to you guys. Next is yours.
Yes. The End of X Factor, Part 2 of 6. X Factor issue number 258. Which leads to only 5 more parts.
Yep.
Until the conclusion of the X Factor comic book.
And then they'll probably relaunch it.
Well, yeah. So basically it talks more about John Maddox, who is Jamie Maddox's, I think, big brother or so. And he's a priest, and we saw him from issues back. And it talks about Raffin, who is Wolfbane. And he talks about her and how, you know, everything, you know, like how she's just not herself and what's been going on. And they have a meeting where he tells them about what happened to Tyre, which happened in the Hell on Earth War thing with Guido. She winds up in Antarctica, where Guido tricks her into thinking that the person she saw was someone else. Guido and her have a bit of a fight scene, and she just got transported where she was. So John Maddox offers her something, and if you want to know what it is, just watch my in-depth comic book review to find out of what that was. And that's it for Part 2 of 6 of X Factor. The end of X Factor, actually, of 258. This is really amazing. Artwork's phenomenal, as always, and definite book you should pick up because it's leading towards the ending. And yeah, best comic of the week in my opinion. And that's all for this week for me.
And finally this week, Age of Ultron, Book 10, the final book. Then we go into Age of Ultron 10 AI. Then we go into Hunger and a bunch of other things. So, yeah, I picked up the last book because a lot of stuff happens at the end of this book. It explains a lot of things that happen. Did you have to read the series to know exactly what the bloody hell is going on in the book? Yeah. At the beginning of the book, I was kind of wondering how Sue Storm traveled around and was able to send a message to Hank Pym about Ultron and about how Ultron was going to be attacking and the Age of Ultron was about to begin. So she gives, or Hank gives Hank a means to stop Ultron once and for all. And it's up to, actually Ultron comes back, and then Hank actually contacts Tony Stark and says, I'm going to upload something, you upload it there, and it's going to stop Ultron. It takes a while. At first they don't think it works, and then it does, and then Hank Pym explains what it really was, and I'm not spoiling that either. But basically, all the time altering, you know, that's been going on in the Marvel Universe, you know, we've been complaining and complaining and complaining about time.
Don't tell.
Well, there's a shatter. There's a shake. And then finally time cracks. And you'll notice there are scenes from Uncanny Avengers, Indestructible Hulk, Superior Spider-Man, All New X-Men.
Really? Superior Spider-Man? That one?
Yeah. Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah, because of that. Yeah.
Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, which apparently this happened before Miles took his year break. You get to see Galactus, Wolverine's brother, who's out of time also. Deadpool kills the Marvel, not the Marvel Universe, what was, Deadpool kills the Illustrated. Deadpool Illustrated.
Illustrated.
There's 2 pictures of that. You got multiple universes that make little cameos here. The Marvel Zombie Universe, Old Man Logan's in here, just a bunch, Bishop's in here. So there's finally a crack. And the Marvel Universe, they know it. They know it because there's a meeting between Beast, Iron Man, and Hank Pym about it. And I love how it was mentioned, and this isn't a spoiler, We've all basically they're talking about how we've always time traveled. These and Hank says, but this must have been one time too many, and everybody's worried like, what's gonna happen? Could you imagine what this tear did? It goes into the Ultimate Universe. Here's your first teaser. Galactus, which is leading into Ultimate Hunger. Well, not Ultimate Hunger. It's leading into Hunger. You have this part here, which leads into Age of Ultron AI, 10 AI, and then you have this final page, which leads into Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
And the groundbreaking debut of Angela.
Wow.
So Angela is now in the Marvel Universe. She doesn't know how she got there, but what she did say is, when I find out who did this, I'm coming to end you. So each thing has a connection. They actually show you what each one is. For the Hunger, they show Hunger, which starts next month. For the AI, they show you actually Avengers AI number 1, which really starts in Age of Ultron 10 AI. I'm not getting the Avengers AI unless I hear very good things. And then with Angela, they show you that she's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy starting July. And of course they show you the 10 AI is coming out next week, which is this week, which I'll probably be getting tomorrow. So, was this series worth reading? Probably not. Everybody told me when they saw the comic called Friday, you don't need the other 8 issues, you might be lost, but if you read those, you're going to get even more lost. This issue sufficed perfectly. Didn't even need issue 1, to be honest. This explains so much it explains so much since the beginning of Marvel Now. This came first, if you guys didn't know that. Age of Ultron was supposed to happen way back during the Brian Michael Bendis run with the Avengers. So, technically, this happened already years ago. They just aren't acknowledging it until now. Which is why Hunger is coming out now. And Infinity is the real event for this year. This was just an event that should have happened but didn't, and now it did. So now, Infinity is the 2013 big event from Marvel. Yeah, basically, you guys know exactly what I'm thinking probably, because I agree with you guys. That's basically BS nonsense. This should have been the event of the year. Leave it alone. Infinity next. But a lot of people looking forward to Infinity, and unlike Age of Ultron, I will be checking out issue 1 of Infinity. I will not be getting all the tie-ins. I will not be buying Avengers, New Avengers, Thunderbolts, any of that BS nonsense.
Oh, no, please
I will be
away.
getting Mighty Avengers number 1 though, but that really doesn't have a connection with Infinity. But I will not be getting any tie-ins. I will only be reading straight out Infinity, and it's already been confirmed that if you're just reading Infinity, that's fine. You don't need it. Everything else kind of just beefs out the story. So, Infinity it is. And I'm not getting any of those 2 stupid tie-ins that are going to start coming out in September either.
Oh.
So, Age of Ultron number 10. Did you need the whole series? Absolutely not. Do you want to see the cameo and the first appearance of Angela in the Marvel Universe? Do you want to see a bunch of stuff that's going to be coming your way soon in the Marvel Universe? Get this 1 issue. It's polybagged, even though somebody, and there's going to be a video I make about this, and it's probably going to be a topic video, either on Ink or on here, or just a rant video. I'm thinking of calling it a rant video, about the leak. This book was leaked 3 days before its release. And thank you God I was sick, I wasn't on the internet, didn't see the leak. And even if I was on the internet, I avoid leaks. Like the Batman book that was leaked. What else was leaked?
The Amazing Spider-Man previous issue.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 700 was
with
leaked.
The whole Doc Ock with the whole Doc Ock being, you know, like saying, I'm Peter Parker, I'm you, and all that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe
They leaked the 2 Spider-Man books. They leaked Batman, the final part to Death in the Family, and then they leaked Age of Ultron. Book 10.
Why are they doing these leaks?
I'm so against these stupid leaks. I wish we could find out who the people are that are leaking this. And
Probably people don't have anything else better to do.
because this is bad for people like us who like to report things, you know, and who get things sometimes in advance. We never leak anything.
No.
Ever. So that's annoying, and it's bad on the press because these are people that are supposed to be respecting the fact that this is press. You're not supposed to. There's an embargo date on purpose on things, so this way you don't leak it. And people are just like, oh, well, look! And they leak the whole book. It's like, really? Do you have nothing better to do with your life than sit there and leak something that we've been reading right along?
It's like playing a video game that's in Japanese that wasn't even released in America yet. And then they record it and put it on YouTube.
And what's wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, you know...
How do you compare that to leaking a comic book? Leaking a story?
They change it around and stuff like that.
No.
I don't know.
No. There's no comparison. It's like spoiling a movie. It's like finding out what happened in Man of Steel before the Man of Steel movie came out.
Well, that's pretty much comparable, but...
I mean, by now everybody knows the Superman movie, so this spoiler is not going to shock anybody. It's like finding out Superman snapped Zod's neck before the movie even came out. And that's how he stopped Zod. Do you know how many people wouldn't go see the movie? Do you know how many people would start a whole thing? Forget it. You ruined the whole movie by saying that before the movie even came out. You see what I'm saying? Whoever's doing these leaks, seriously, get a life. And if you're found out, I hope to God, if they find out who's doing these leaks, I hope that Marvel, DC, whoever the book's being leaked, you know, whatever company the book's being leaked from, I hope they sue you for everything you have. This way you can't even get near a computer again to leak anything. I'm sorry, but I'm way against these leaks. This year, these past 2 years have been ridiculous. Death in the Family was a huge thing in DC. Ruined because it was leaked, the last book. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man was a huge thing in Marvel this year. Ruined again. Granted, Age of Ultron wasn't the hugest thing out of Marvel, but it had huge things in this issue. Leaked again. You're ruining it for the people that are being honest and legitimate with advanced copies of whatever. You're ruining it for the press. You guys give us a bad name, and I hope to God you get caught. I hope you get found out, and I hope you get your butts kicked out of the press world forever, and you get taken for whatever amount of money the companies or whatever comic book people can take you for, because that's ridiculous nonsense and it's stupid. And Dark Avenger and Dark Avenger Inc. are against leaks. Right, that's for sure, 100%. And and I'm sure everybody on Dark Avenger Inc. agrees with that, and I'm sure they'll comment that in the comments below if all of them are watching this video. We are definitely against, what's that word, there's the, when you're pro something and then you're a con, we're against, whatever. Anyway, we do not support leaks.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We actually promote people not to read the leaks and wait for the books to come out and enjoy the book the way it should be. Enjoy it on the day it's released. Not getting a huge spoiler alert before the book even makes it to stores 3 days ahead of the release. Do you believe that?
I don't believe that. That's just ridiculous.
And that's my rant, but I'll probably have an official rant up either on this channel, probably on Dark Avenger Inc. more. It's going to be Chris rants or something. Anyway, that's it for this week, guys. Let's round out this week. And then get ready for next week's, which come tomorrow. So Age of Ultron number 10. Definitely something you guys should check out. It's the last issue. Do you need 10 AI? Probably not. It's up to you. I got it, but you didn't need the whole series in my opinion. X Factor number 258.
Excellent issue, must get.
Superior Spider-Man number 12. I leave up to you guys. I wish Pete would be back ready. Ultimate Comics, The Ultimates 26 was good, really good, definitely something to check out. Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, yeah, that's what they're calling it. Ultimate Comics All New Spider-Man number 24, really good, definitely something to check out. However, it is an origin. X-Men Legacy number 12.
An improvement, good issue, and I'm gonna get the next one. I'm staying on board.
Uncanny Avengers number 9. The team continues to evaporate and crack apart. Hopefully that'll stop after this story arc, but we'll see. All the New Avengers number 7. Interesting book. I leave it up to you guys. Wakanda and Atlantis, gonna be crazy. Wonder Woman 21 was awesome. The series is definitely gonna be huge, especially next issue. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely something to check out. Batman and Batgirl number 21 felt like a Batgirl book, but it was really good. Definitely something to check out. Green Lantern New Guardians 21 was a really interesting book, and it introduces one of the new antagonists or villains that will be plaguing the Green Lantern Corps, so it's definitely something you guys might want to check out. Still no free rings. I guess the rings aren't going to be free anymore because Midtown Comics is selling them instead of giving them away. Animal Man 21 was really good. Definitely a step up from the last issue. Batman Beyond Unlimited 17. I leave up to you guys because it is a digital first. Micro Series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 3. Villains Micro Series. Old Hob. Definitely something for you TMNT fans. Definitely something. It was a really good read. Sonic Universe number... Thank you. Number 53. Really good. Sonic fan, Mega Man fan. Either way, definitely something you'll want to check out. And if you're not, give it a shot anyway. It was really good. Act 2 is over. Don't forget to check out comicrelated.com for your comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Don't forget to check out us over at darkavengerinc.com. Right now it takes you to our YouTube channel. But very soon, in the next month, hopefully, God willing, it will be leading you to our new website, which we are still working on tirelessly. And hopefully, by the time the target date is, we will be hitting that. Are you giving me the...
Oh, I'm just saying I don't want the camera to go off.
Okay, so 1 second. Just give us 1 second. Thank you. This way the camera doesn't go off. Pardon the little pause. Dark Avenger Inc. We are working tirelessly on the website. So guys, look forward to that in the coming months. Or month. New website. Working tirelessly on that. Don't forget to also check out Brooklyn Boys 13, where there's going to be a huge announcement. Lots of walkthroughs are going to be coming your way for those of you that love games, that love game walkthroughs, love commentary while you're watching a game walkthrough, especially our commentary, which is a very special kind of commentary. You aren't going to want to miss out on that either. And just a bunch of stuff coming from all around. Avenger Log will be coming soon. My videos for Dark Avenger Inc. will probably go up on the weekend because this is going to be going up tonight, which is going to be put up. You guys are going to be watching this on Friday. Comic Call Friday is going to be going up, and that'll be up by Saturday night, unless I get it up Friday night. And then all my Dark Avenger Inc. stuff is going to be going up all throughout Saturday. So I'll probably be shooting some Dark Avenger Inc. stuff tomorrow night. Because tonight it's way too late. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 videos, but they won't be able to go up because I'll be uploading this all night. So look forward to a bunch of stuff from me. I'm back. I'm good. And by the time the weekend comes, I'll be back to 100%. Huge things coming from all around. Dark Avenger Inc., Brooklyn Boys 13, Comic Related. If you're not subscribed to any one of those 3 channels, this channel also, so that's 4 channels, please do subscribe. We try to give you guys, and I try to give you guys, 110% of my and ourselves on all these channels. And we're here for you guys, so click that sub button. We'll be in your sub box, and you won't miss out on a single video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for this really late comic book review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. Love doing this each and every week. Next week is going to be a huge week. 25 books. Thank God some are yours. So it's going to be a huge week next week. So looking forward to that tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Keep reading, keep collecting, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.
Oh, later, guys.